joined by Robbie Cavanagh, who's just come off stage. Robbie, how was that?
That was amazing. It was great. Yeah, great atmosphere, really lovely crowd. The sound's great, the venue's perfect. Yeah, it was just great. I loved it.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Right, interview over. Off you go. So for anybody who hasn't heard your music, how would you describe it?
Well, I think I always struggle to describe it because I think people used to be happy if you just said singer-songwriter, and that was enough. But I suppose that doesn't really describe it. That just describes me rather than the sound. But recently we've been tying with this Americana label. We've done a lot of stuff with the Americana Association, and that's kind of led us into that kind of category because I guess I think Anderson East described it as being like an orphanage for music that didn't really have a home, and it's a lovely idea. But yeah, I guess it's a little bit of country, it's a bit soulful, it's a bit folky. Like it's got all those kind of things which Americana kind of covers quite nicely.
So it was just you and CJ on the stage today.
It was, yeah.
What's the name of CJ's instrument? Is it a slide?
It's a pedal steel.
A pedal steel.
Yeah.
Talk to me, because I've heard that sound before, but it's quite a contraption.
So I guess originally someone used a metal slide on a guitar,
right?
And then they thought it was easier to play it by putting it down, so that became a lap steel.
Okay.
And then they thought, why should we put it on our lap when we can make it into a table? And that became a pedal steel. I think that's basically the story. It was just an easier way of playing slide, and so now like there's pedals to kind of bend the strings, and there's a volume pedal to kind of bring the volume up and down. Like,
really, it gives you a really unique sound.
Thank you.
I mean, you don't see it very often, so it's it really works.
I think it's something that I've always loved that sound, and it's something that I think I've heard little bits of in people like Neil Young and James Taylor, and it's always been a sound that it appeals to me a lot. And I think a lot of the time there's so many instruments that do that kind of job. You know, you could have a fiddle player, or you could have a lead guitarist, or you could have all these other instruments that kind of do the same job but with a different sound. Like they fill those gaps and they have those lead lines. And for me, the pedal steel's always just been the one that does it best and like speaks to me the most.
Perfect.
Yeah.
So influences. I mean, you just mentioned James Taylor, and who really stands out to you and has kind of helped to shape the sound?
I think definitely James Taylor, Elton John, Neil Young, and then I guess more recently people like the Brothers Landreth and Foy Vance, like that really, like Anderson East, I mentioned, like very kind of soulful, bluesy, country kind of stuff, I guess is what I'm really listening to.
And that is kind of how I would describe your sound. Quite soulful, bluesy, quite deep, dare I say it.
Yeah.
But still accessible, still nice to listen to and good fun.
Yeah, thank you.
I have a question from a guy called George Talbot, who was in the room watching you, and when you finished, he turned over to me and he said, "You've got to ask this guy if he's ever been to Nashville."
Okay.
Because George apparently has got a friend who owns a club in Nashville and will quite happily hook you up.
Okay.
He said she'd have you over there in a heartbeat.
Well, that's lovely to know. Yeah, I actually went to Nashville this September, just been. A year ago now, in fact. I think it's September just been. A year ago I went over to Nashville and played a bunch of shows. They have the Americana Fest there every September. And
how was it?
It was amazing. It's just
daunting, or did you take it all in your stride?
I think it's strangely quite sort of inclusive. Like I think I expected to go there and it be incredibly saturated and full of musicians all trying to do the same thing, and it being a bit catty and a bit kind of competitive, but the fact that everyone's kind of in the same boat means that it's really lovely and it's so encouraging. And the fact that you'll be in a bar and you'll get chatting to someone and they're also a musician, so you end up writing with them. And this happened, like we'd be in an Uber and there'd be a taxi driver who's also a songwriter, and you take his card and then you write with him and he introduces you to someone else, and that's how the whole of the system seems to work. And it's a lovely place. It's full of music in the right way, and not just country music. Like it's kind of a bit of everything.
I think it's because everybody is there for the music. They're all music lovers, and it's a similar kind of thing with Music Makers Festival. People are here to listen to good musicians, and the musicians are there to play good music.
Absolutely,
and when all of that comes together, it really flows and it really works.
Yeah, I think that's true. I think it has to be people who care about it and don't have egos, and that's very much the case. Like, you look at the lineup and it's just full of really nice people who are really good at what they do. Like, one of the reasons I said yes was because I saw that Howard Rose was playing, and he's a lovely guy and a great musician. And there's people like that where you kind of go, well, if he's doing this show, it must be worth doing. Like, he's a good guy and he wouldn't do something that wasn't nice. And
exactly.
I think that's the case with everyone that I've met today and over this whole festival is like that. Yeah.
Good. So what's next? What have you got coming up?
So I've got a lot of touring towards the end of the year. I'm doing a UK tour opening for a band called the Worry Dolls. And then I'm heading to Belgium for a few dates with a guy called Charlie Winston. And then I'm going to enjoy Christmas with my family. And then next year I have my own kind of headline full band tour in March next year. And then...
Where are you touring? Just the UK, or are you going abroad?
Just the UK for that one, yeah. And then, I've got a bunch of new material that I'm trying to piece together into an album at the minute. You have to find that sweet spot between, like, when you first write things, you think they're all amazing. And then as time goes on, you realise that a lot of them aren't very good. But if you leave it too long, you've decided they're all not very good. So you have to find a sweet spot when there's about 10 or 11 that are good.
Where can people find you? Social medias?
Yeah, I'm on all those things. I guess you could just Google me and it'll all come up. But
we need to get the spelling right.
Okay, so
that's the thing.
So it's Robbie, which is R-O-B-B-I-E.
Oh, that's easy.
And Cavanagh is C-A-V-A-N-A-G-H.
Are you one of those people who, whenever you say your name to somebody, you have to spell it out for them to write it down
quite
properly?
Often, yeah. It always gets a K, and people always say Cavanagh.
Yeah.
Which I know it's quite a common name, Cavanagh. I think that's why people say it. But I'd just say, my parents told me my name was Cavanagh, and I've just believed them ever since. Maybe they were wrong. I don't know.
Robbie, thanks so much for coming to talk to us,
thanks
so much for playing. It was amazing.
Thank you. I really enjoyed it. Cheers.